Anyways, I just want to let you know I do not take you for granted. I know that I complain about the internet a lot, but that's not you, okay? There are certain aspects of the internet that I think are really terrible. And I think that we all know. there. I didn't finish it yet because my marker sucks. I thought my marker was good, but apparently it sucks. The poster says, commit to the bit. And I was thinking about how that's not just about comedy. That really is about life, you know? You really should just commit to things. And even if it doesn't work out, even if it's a fail, it's like, at least you tried. Because Sigmund Freud would have said I was a narcissist because I'm just like obsessed with myself. Yeah, it is. But is it like actually delusion when I know that it's not real? A delusion is when you really believe something to be real. I don't believe a lot of the stuff that I think. Like, I mean, well, my beliefs about the world, they might be totally accurate, but I don't expect other people to understand them or to agree with me. And, you know, if it came down to me, like, having to kind of be quiet about it, I mean, I have to. Like, there's another comic that told me that a few years ago. He was like, you gotta be quiet about some of this stuff, Amy. I'm like, yeah, I do. Seriously, you knew way too much. You knew way too much. To have that much talent and be taken out at like 32 years old. And he did so much comedy in such a short period of time. It's very impressive. I get compared to him because of the material. Like, I'm very much like a critic of all the sides. Probably sound a lot more liberal though. Like I said, they're not totally off. You shouldn't hate people, man. One of the reasons why I turned away from Christianity was because of how they treat gay people. And that's not right. Like, I know you don't agree with it, and I know you think it's gross and all that shit, but it's still their life. You know what I mean? Like, it's still up to them to make that decision. It's none of your business, really. It's none of your business. I know that they're like making it everybody's business. Pride Month's about to come up. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be so bad. Especially the East Room. It's just gonna be like every fucking comic is gonna be like, Happy Pride, y'all. Happy Pride. I need to make it like a 7 Deadly Sins month. You know? I mean, why not? Let's just celebrate all of them. It's the best spoof. It's the best way to spoof the LGBT squared, the LGBT to the upteenth power. It's just fucking gay, dude. It's fucking gay. No, but it's like, it's stupid though, like how much like everybody's determined to hate other people. I mean, really, like, everybody in America, especially, but it's a Western problem because they can capitalize on racism and sexism and homophobia, shit like that. They can capitalize on it. They can make money talking about it. They can make money pretending that they fight against that. You know, it's just a joke. It's really a joke on the people that they claim to be fighting for more than anything else. That's why I say, like, feminists hate women. And, like, the whole pride shit. It's like, y'all have nothing better to do than go to a fucking parade to celebrate your sexual preference. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's like, just get drunk at your house. Oh. There's this comedian that I really, really like. Who's like, flaming homosexual. Like, queen. He's a total queen. And I really dig his stuff. And I hate how religion and politics have created such a divide, because, like, as a comedian, but not as a human, and also as an American, which I know you're gonna find shocking that I'm saying this, but it's like, I just feel like this is a country where we should be allowed to be what we are. But if that is making it harder for children to grow up in somewhat of an innocent state, where they're not thinking about sexuality and the climate, you know, things like that, it's like they've really used the internet to basically, like, rape society with information. So, like, they're forcing information upon people, and, you know, people could turn their notification bell off, they could delete their apps, they could set timers, they could be way more what's the term, aware. They could be way more cognizant of what the phones are doing to their brains, and how much of a learned behavior this has become. But, like, they're not, most of them aren't going to do that. And I don't want to believe that. I want to be hopeful about society, but I don't think that they even understand how big of a problem this is. So, I forgot what my original point was. It's okay. Maybe you didn't have one. Maybe, yeah, maybe I was lying. You want to see it? I kind of want to show it to you right now. It looks terrible. I really should just wait until we get home. I'm gonna not play with my thumb. I'm gonna play with my other fingers and see if it works. Oh, I think I was talking about how people should just be free to be themselves, but oh yeah, children. Yeah, children should not be politicized. Like, being a child is already, like, traumatic. It really is. And yeah, I always thought when I was a little kid that the whole point of school was for political purposes. Like, whatever we were learning about history, like, that was designed to, like, warp our minds into thinking of this place in a certain way. And for a lot of people, they think of themselves in relation to where they're born. And they think of themselves, like, as important or unimportant, and so there's this, like, this black comic. I don't know where he's from. I know he's not from America, though. And I wanted to talk to him afterwards, but he left. kind of ridiculous. He's like doing something pretty different though. It's different than what everybody else is doing, and his stuff is really positive and he said something tonight about how like he said my name multiple times, and then he asked me if I would participate in this thing, and I said honestly no, I don't want to. And he said that's American freedom, that's freedom of speech. So yeah, like everybody else participates though. Like he can just get all these people to participate in what he's doing. And I remember the last time I was like, God, I hope he doesn't like calling me because I'm gonna say no. It's not like I'm against crowd work. I just don't like it when people ask me to say things. When they ask me to repeat things, I really don't like that. It's very culty. The only place I'm willing to do that is 12-step cult, okay? And I understand why they do that, because it's like the singleness of purpose. Like we're all here to talk about this thing that we've all struggled with, you know? So if we all identify in the same way, it's not for the purpose of proving anything. At least I don't think so. But it definitely confuses people outside of it, because they don't understand like why you feel the need to repeat that over and over again. But if you think about it, people do that and they're not even in a 12-step program. They repeat the same thing. I mean, I notice it with myself, the things that I talk to myself about, the things that I talk about in this channel, obviously. This stuff that gets repeated in the news cycle, the stuff that gets repeated with celebrity deaths, you know? They always say 3 words. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Gone too soon. I always say that shit. Which means they fucking planned that death. They planned that death, and they're responsible, and that person might not even be dead, they're just somewhere else existing. Because they played the role they were supposed to play on the world stage, and now they're off the stage. Because it was their time to exit stage left. Is that the right? I don't think so. I think that means something else. Yeah, that my name in gematria amounted to exit stage left, which is really weird. I wrote down this whole list of things that amounted to the same number as my name. In case you're not familiar with gematria, it's like base of numerology, and you take the alphabet and you apply it to numbers, and there are different forms of it too. So there's regular ass simple gematria, and then there's reverse ordinal gematria, Jewish gematria. So yeah, there's definitely this religious element to it, a satanic element to it. So, and I don't think that you have to be like some hardcore like conspiratorial person in order to like see these patterns and recognize them. I'm definitely not like super into any of these conspiracies, because I'm already bonkers. I really don't need to like obsess about how they're controlling everything. I just know I don't trust what I'm told, and I hate politicians. I hate Washington, D.C. I wish that Washington, D.C. would just be destroyed, you know? I shouldn't say that, though, because somebody's gonna, like, think that I'm inciting violence or some shit, you know? Like, you can't just say things without people, like, freaking out. But there's all kinds of fucked up shit that goes on, you know, acts of violence all the time. We're so desensitized to that sort of thing because of the television and because of pornography and everything. Like, porn, and that's such a huge contributor to, like, why we've normalized violence. And we associate sex with violence too because of rape and because of abortion and things like that. So we used to associate sex with babies. Now we associate them with an abortion. And then we associate them with, like, an act of violence. Where this was supposed to be something that we would do to indicate that we were in love with somebody and we love this person enough to make a conglomerate version of this person and who we think we are. I mean, that's crazy if you think about it. It's really, really crazy. Just like, I am here because two people weren't ready to conceive, you know? And I think it's obvious. I need to talk about that. 'Cause then I really could just talk about abortion that way. I feel like it's okay to talk about stuff that's, like, somewhat controversial, as long as you can, like, just read the room. It doesn't have to be offensive. No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. You just have to be smooth, you know? If you smoothly kind of dip into it, there's a lot of stuff that you can get away with if your timing is right and you just say things in a certain way. Because I'm not a hateful person at all, and I think that it's becoming pretty obvious, hopefully. Well, because I'm realizing that some of the stuff that I have said does come across as very hateful, and I'm sorry about that. I don't ever want to be like that. But at the same time, like, if you ask me, like, how does your religion feel about homosexuality? I'd be like, oh, we don't like it. We don't like it. God apparently is gonna send me to hell. I don't think so, though. I just doubt. My personal belief is that no, he's not gonna do that. Because it's up to him. It's his jurisdiction, so I'm sorry, but just because Paul said it doesn't mean that he was right. And I know, like, I shouldn't say that. Like, I'm careful about what I say about the Gospels, but, like, I'm just saying, talk to God. Develop a personal relationship with God. You can't go wrong. So even if you are gay or whatever, lesbian, trans, bi, whatever, you're not a bad person. And whatever made you that way, whether you felt like you were born that way or, you know, something happened to you, or maybe you watched porn and you got into it that way. It doesn't have to be something bad, you know? Like, a person thinking differently or feeling differently or being attracted to something that isn't, you know, it's technically defective, okay? Technically. So, like, the water supply. If it's making frogs develop multiple sex organs, what do you think it's doing to humans? I know the frogs live in water, but I'm just saying it's got to have some weird effect. I think it's just feminizing men. I think that's what's happening. What is it doing to women, though? That's a good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm gonna look that up on my laptop, you guys. I have a laptop I'll look stuff up on it. Dude, I added to this. Can you tell? I outlined it in gold. It says, Jesus would have been thrown in a psych ward. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I think it looks good like that. Where's that poster I told you about? Okay. It says commit to the bit. Oh yeah. That's bullshit, dude. Can you see it? It's super red right there. You see that? You see why I pick at it though? It's like if I have like a rough piece of skin, it just drives me crazy. That's why I pick my nose the way that I do. That's why like I bite my nails. It's like, it's just a tick. Anyway. Yeah, so that's why I have this thing on. So I'm gonna put it back on. I wanted to show y'all just how self-destructive I am. I guess you're only supposed to put it on once. Well, you got 29 more of them. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it was really bad though. Like I'll do it in church, or I'll do it just like sit in my car, or you know, it's like it's so bad. I hate that I'm just self-destructive. Like, you think I'd like grow out of it, you know? That's what I was hoping.